It's notifying people.
It does taste good, this, but it's like, there's hardly out in it. Tested for athletes, though.
What, there's not a lot of powder in the bottle?
No, it's like literally down there.
Oh.
That's why I thought it was that pre-workout, but it's
Yeah.
like normally you get that pre-workout in one of these.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does taste really nice. It's like a creamy blackcurrant.
Blackcurrant's my worst flavour.
Is it? I suppose if it's like a starter pack, it's it's just like a tester of everything, isn't it?
Right, whenever you're ready.
Guys, I am... Can I swear? Sarah? Can I swear?
If your viewers don't mind you swearing.
I'll try and keep my language. Guys, I'm going to try and keep my language sophisticated and articulate. But where are... Guys, I'm ranting about this, something rotten
Danielle
today.
says, go on, lad.
I am
Ladybird,
so
fine, it's
angry
okay.
about this today. I think this has been building up in me the last couple of weeks. Where have all the men gone? Honestly, I joined the military at 16 and I was instantly around, men who get shit done, all right? When there's things going wrong, everybody bands together, they come together, no matter what the problem, they deal with it. When I was deployed on guys, I could talk of lots of various operational tours I've been on, but, when you're on these operational tours, you can't put your hand up and go, we've got human rights, we've got things, and we can't do that because of this. Guys, people have become absolutely pathetic. Where are all the men gone who see a problem, see the solution, and go fix it? It seems to me that they've all vanished. And I'm going to propose a reason for this. We have been hijacked by the banking system. Everybody is too scared. I haven't got any money on me, ironically. Everybody's too scared of losing their jobs, losing their boss finding out and their boss not being happy. Well, let me tell you something about your boss. She does not care about you. If you fell off a cliff tomorrow, they'd have your position filled within 24 hours. I can guarantee it. So who are we trying to impress? We should be looking after our families, our children, and the land that we live in. And we're not. We're turning a blind eye to such catastrophic problems. I did a video earlier on, guys, today, and I said, all the stuff I've done in the military, all the stuff I've done overseas, all the stuff I've done for this country, and all the stuff I've done for America as well, because I've probably done an equal amount of work for America. Uncle Sam. I now have the same rights and equalities as somebody who's just come here on the boat. Somebody who's just got off the boat, never paid a penny tax, never done anything for this country, never done anything for this government, never done anything for the people who live here. All of a sudden, we're equals. Is that equality? Is that democracy? Is that what our grandfathers fought for? Is it? Is it really? If we could go back in time and say, hey, great-great-granddad or whatever, because they were all men, let's face it, we go back in time and we say, hey, what you're doing now, do you want somebody to come here on a boat and have the same or more rights than me, your great-great-grandchild? What would they say? Because the politicians will tell us and they'll stand up in Westminster and they'll say, no. David Lammy's a good one at this. He'll say, no.
Thank you, also.
They fought for you to have the choice. What is he talking about? No, nobody goes away overseas on deployment so their kids can choose to get rid of them. No, you go away and you fight wars to protect the ones you love here. You fight wars overseas so they don't have to come onto our shores. But we've lost men. We've lost masculinity. There's a war. There's these words now, toxic masculinity. What does that even mean? when you need a plumber, when you need a carpenter, when you need your bins emptying, when you need a mechanic, are they all toxic men? Is that toxic masculinity that we want? Go find one of these people that are woke. Go and find one of these people who run our country on a daily basis. None of them are woke. The wokists are the ones who dibble-dabble in the banking system, you know, in the laws, in the policies, in the procedure, because
but people are easier to control.
People are easy to control, especially when they're on the payroll.
Same as the divide and conquer.
Once people are on this payroll, it becomes, guys, it's so easy. Imagine now, I don't know, whatever the biggest employer is, I'm trying to think of a big employer in the UK, I don't know, let's just say Tesco's, for example. Guys, do you know what, scratch that, just say a big employer now in the UK. They say to all their staff, right, everybody now needs to be trans aware or you'll get the sack. Guess what? Everybody becomes trans aware. All right, what's the next one they do? They say, right, okay, you're all trans aware. Now you all have to be, you all have to have a trans girlfriend. You all have to have a trans boyfriend. Guess what? We all get a trans girlfriend or a trans boyfriend because we don't want the sack. People have, and this is what happens when, the way we're going at the moment, I mean, look at these Oasis concerts, these like Oasis tickets or whatever it is. Keir Starmer's stepping in to regulate the price of them. This leads to bondage, to government oversight. Okay, right, you companies, make sure before you sell your tickets that you sell a certain amount of tickets. A certain amount of tickets have to go to the gay community. They have to go to the trans community. They have to go to whatever other liberal agenda that those tickets seem to be dealt with. And then guess what happens? Nobody wants to go to that concert anymore because they don't want to go, because nobody wants to be in that crowd. Guys, the best thing the government can do to make this country great again is nothing. Just don't do anything. Let us deal with stuff ourselves. Stop trying to intervene because it only makes things worse. You look at the banking crisis in 2008. The government intervention made things worse. I don't know how they don't see this. And more intervention, more legislation, it only leads to higher prices and it only leads to higher taxes.
Raven, will Northern Ireland ever go to war, do you think?
Who with? Northern Ireland's part of the United Kingdom. If you're talking about, like, I mean, there's lots of Irish units that are deployed in the British military and they go to war with the British military. Do you mean, will Northern Ireland go to war with the Republic of Ireland? Is that the question?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you could argue, there've been lots of troubles in Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland since, go on.
Hi Raven, heard they are going to stop the single person's council tax discount. What's your thoughts?
So first of all the government are doing at the moment is raising tax. So remember when Keir Starmer got up there and he said, I can't remember it exactly, but he said something on the lines of he wants to create wealth, and he said, I'm going to create wealth in this country. Nowhere, no one, no civilization, no country, race, creed on this planet or any other have been taxed into prosperity. It doesn't make sense. Now, what they're doing is they're just trying to get as much money as they can for this fake black hole. Well, I'll tell you what would be a good start. 8.5 billion a year on legal migration. How many billions do we send away in foreign aid? How about we stop that just for 1 year? We stop giving our money away for 1 year. Black hole gone. Done. We can deal with it. We can move on. That's the problem. I've heard that too. The reality is we don't know what these taxes are going to be until they actually happen in October. What I will say though, from our social spheres, from our social circles, our friends have told us they've been called into offices at work and said, look, once this budget happens, we're going to have to make cuts. So once those cuts are, and they're the good companies who are being honest with their staff and saying, listen, we're going to have to make cuts. How many companies are not telling their staff? How many companies are trying to tread water now, but they don't want to tell their staff because of the fear that their staff will lose and will leave, and then that will be an inevitability. It's absolutely catastrophic at the moment, guys. I think this winter could quite possibly be financially the worst situation the United Kingdom's ever been in. I really do.
Oh, Gareth Owens put, Raven, can you see the Union Jack flag ever being changed?
I'd like to say no, but right now with Keir Starmer in charge, I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I mean, but what's in a flag really? It's a difficult one, isn't it? You see people marching and the flag brings people together. I think under Keir Starmer, if he had, right, I'll put this straight. If Keir Starmer is told by whoever's in charge of him to change the flag, it will happen.
Awoken soldier, Sharia law.
Say again?
Sharia law, somebody just commented.
I don't know about Sharia law. Where we are at the moment, I don't know, but I'm not ruling anything out.
Yeah, FW1976 has commented, what's happened to Mpox?
I don't know. I think they'll just bring that up when they want to scare people again. And, I saw them in America or somewhere all queuing up for their vaccinations. I don't know. I don't know. I think he might, I think he was a bit, a big baloo about nothing.
Yeah, moneypox, yeah.
What I will say though, these viruses of these social media networks, they're all monitored. Now, this is just my speculation, and they're easy to monitor. You can buy like a software, a Node software Excel bolt-on to your computer. Now, you can scrape and you control information and you can find out what the public mood is over something. Now, it could be the situation where, and I'm just speculating now, where monkeypox, everybody was talking about it, the government said, right, give them some monkeypox, see how people react. And if enough people were just saying, I'm not doing anything, this is ridiculous, no, I'm not interested, then maybe the government will think, right, if we try and get people in lockdown, try and get people vaccinations, they're just not going to have it, so it's pointless. And that information's readily available. You control this. You there, right there, whoever's listening, you can go and buy open software to do this yourself. So what stuff the government has, I'm going to say it's a lot more sophisticated.
Alf Garnett, do you think the British public are gullible?
No, I think the British public are afraid. And you go to people's houses, you go to people's private houses, you go and speak to your friends on a one-to-one. Everybody's thinking the same, everybody's saying the same, but nobody dares say it because you get 20 months in jail for shouting at a horse. What is that? You get 20 months in jail for shouting at a horse. How is that even a thing? Can you imagine going to like Saudi Arabia? Well, yeah, maybe Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine going to any other country and shouting at a horse and getting put in jail for 20 months? Absolutely insane.
Yeah, definitely afraid as we can't protest or say anything.
So this is it. So I don't think people are gullible, although, obviously there's a, you guys are gullible, you guys, don't believe anything.
Oh, sorry, lol, I'm in trouble then. That's all my TikTok is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, and people are getting sent to, people are doing serious time. I think a 52-year-old woman or something got sent to jail for a Facebook post. I mean, not even in George Orwell's wildest dreams would he believe that is ever happening. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, the premise... hang on. Is it? No, I always get Brave New World and 1984 mixed up. I think it's 1984. When they have like the TV in the room, yeah it is. And they call it Big Brother, and the TV's always watching you, and you've always got to watch the TV when you're told to watch it. It's kind of like we have that now anyway with our social media. Everybody's glued to their social media. If you press the wrong buttons on your phone, you can go to jail. How absurd is that? How insane is that? People are getting sent to jail for Facebook posts. Absolutely insane. I don't even know how we've got to this stage. I don't know why there's not mass protests over this. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
If you do the wrong things, you go to jail. Why should technology be exempt from...
So if you do the wrong things, you go to jail. I get that, but the context, you've got to contextualise everything. If I say to Sarah, between me and Sarah, if I say something that's between me and Sarah, do I go to jail for that? If Alexa hears me, do I go to jail for something that's said in our household? Where does this stop? Where do we say, no, that's somebody's private, that's somebody's own opinions?
Pigeons are coming as put, don't you think Kira's becoming Putin?
Yes, he is Putin. He's guys. Check our other platform out. The link's in the bio. Check our other platform out. I did a video like months ago, and I identified that Keir Starmer, when he was like in his 20s, I think 1986, he went to Czechoslovakia, which was part of the Soviet Union, 1986. Keir Starmer has been identified by the Russian authorities, and this is not me speculating, this is out there, this is open source intelligence, go and check it out for yourself. Just go into whatever search bar you use and put Keir Starmer Workers Camp CZ, and it'll come up, guys. There's lots of articles on it. He was identified as a person that could be exploited in his later life. Look what's happening now. This is how socialism moves in. Look, and guys, this Oasis tickets thing, that is a perfect example of socialism. You're destroying the free market. Right, the Oasis tickets are too expensive. Fine, nobody will buy them. The company will go bust. The concert will be a flop. That's capitalism. Right, these Oasis tickets are too expensive. Bring the price down. What? Yeah, this is how much you can charge. So the Oasis guys, they do the minimum effort then on their show. So then you have this bit of crap that's not even a concert because nobody's putting the effort in because they don't want to, because they're not going to generate any more money.
Awakened Soldiers just put Oasis concert will be catastrophic.
There's so many things that I hope it can, reignite some sort of patriotism and some sort of culture. Don't worry about patriotism. I hope it can reunite some sort of British culture and bring back and let people remember who they are, because we have forgotten who we are, and we're being told we're this, you're that, you're this. If you have this thought, you're that. Oh, you're thinking that? You're right. Jail you. It's insane. Absolutely wild. Nikola Khrushchev, in his wildest dreams, couldn't imagine how well ideological subversion has worked in the West. And it's not just happening in the United Kingdom, guys. It's happening all over the world. Just pick any Western country, pick them, go and do a few searches about what's happening in those countries. It's insane.
That's gone. Just finish work out briefly. Read Keir Starmer is allowing MPs to vote on winter allowance.
See, this is, so there's going to be a vote on this winter fuel allowance. But this is like, this is how they do it. It's like the totalitarian tiptoe. They announce winter fuel allowance cuts, 100% cuts. They announce all this stuff, and then later on they have like a little walk back. So they take this much, and they walk it back this much. And everybody's thinking, oh, we've won, we've showed them our democratic rights. You've not. You've still lost this much. And then the next time a vote, a budget, they propose this much. People complain, they walk it back this much. Okay, we've still lost this much. And this is what happens, guys. This is how your freedoms, your rights, they get eroded, they get taken. And people forget the government work for us. We don't work for them. Absolutely insane. And the more and more they drag people out of employment, they drag people onto the welfare state. Once people are on the welfare state, they have to do as they're told. It's wild. It's a fantastic scam if you're in on it. Unfortunately, we're not.
Nobody taking freedom. Alf Garner.
Nobody taking freedom. What does that mean? Guys, if you're asking a question, we need to understand the question. Nobody's taking your freedom. Right, okay. But this is what we think. It's all well and good to sit there, wherever you are in your home. Nobody's taking my freedom. Freedoms are going daily. They're going daily. Daily. We move closer to, guys, we are moving closer to, having to have a government box in our room, and if we say something wrong and that box hears us, we're sent to prison. We're moving closer to that. When you start it's literal. I saw an article about this woman. She was silently praying on the street. It was outside an abortion clinic, and she was praying, silently praying. She wasn't saying anything. She was standing there silently praying for the children that are being, whatever you think's happening in them abortion clinics, whatever you think happens, go look into how those things operate. And she was silently praying. She got arrested. She got arrested for her own thoughts. Tell me it's not coming. Tell me it's not coming where we're all sat here scared of thinking. And the reason we're in this situation is because we've lost masculinity. We've lost men who say, look, this is where I live, this is my country, this is how we do stuff. If you don't like it, don't come. We've lost that. We don't have those men anymore. Where have they gone? What's that Billy Tyler song? Is it Billy Tyler? Billy Tyler? What's her name? Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie Tyler, Billy Tyler. That's Hero. We don't have any.
Do you believe Agenda 2030?
I believe something's coming at 2030. I don't know what it is. If you follow my other channel, link in the bio. Almost every day I say nothing is hidden anymore. Everything's out there in the open. They're probably, whatever Agenda 30 is, whatever they've wrote about it is probably true. And that's the thing. The biggest conspiracies are those that are there for everyone to see. We can all see Agenda 30. Oh, yeah, what doesn't mean anything. Oh, God, no, look at what it's saying. No, that's never going to happen. Well, we're getting closer and it's happening. Oh, yeah, you're right.
7-year tribulations we're in now.
I think we're in the tribulation. Honestly, the more I look into this, the more I see biblical prophecy coming true.
Atiliano,
sorry, go on.
Do you think they are trying to destroy European states?
I think they're well in the way of doing it.
Keg, Sean, give us a raven dance. I know we are.
So you said about the tribulation, and the end days coming. One of the things in the Bible, it says, at the end of days, before the fake Messiah arises, there will be a war on Christianity. Look at all the churches right now that are in flames. Look at these churches that are in flames and tell me there's not a war on Christianity. It's there. It's blatant for everyone to see.
Sean, what do you think of the Swedish FM resigning after the recent strike in Ukraine?
I didn't see it, buddy. I'm sorry. The Swedish foreign minister. Right. Yeah, I did see something. I'm not up to date on it. Can you tell us more, and I'll give you my comments. What strike? As in Zelensky's reshuffle, or the strike in Lviv?
Let me see who put that. That's the afters. I'll wait for that comment to come up. Never seen you live, absolute legend. That's from Emma.
We used to come live quite a lot, guys. But getting the identifying the timings, the best timings to do it, it's a little bit it becomes difficult. But we are gonna. What do you think, guys? Do we need more time to go live? Should we come live more
Thanks,
often?
Laurie. Got your moderator on. Hola. Sean, do you think the people could pull off a coup without the military?
In the United Kingdom?
Yeah. What does Sean from Leanne select? What does Sean think about the Deagle report?
The what?
Deagle report.
The Deagle report. Well, the Deagle report is something I'm Googling right now.
Do you think Russia will get further into Ukraine or Europe?
Yes. Absolutely. I think so. Whoever answered that question.
Pigeons are coming.
Yeah, so Deagle report, guide to military
That's
equipment
Leanne.
and civil aviation. Leanne Sauer, I'll answer that question in a second. Will the Russians get further into Ukraine? Yes. Any day now, the town of Pokrovsk is gonna fall. That is pretty much inevitable. You can look at this on the map, and the Russians have been taking
Thank you, Daniel.
ground every day to hit that town of Pokrovsk. The town of Pokrovsk is key because there's 2 railroads going into it, north and south, and there's 2 main supply routes coming out of it, north and south.
Thank you.
So it's a key city. Once that town falls, I think the European Union are going to be under a lot of pressure to send their military in.
Joe Davis. Sean, do you think Iran killed the Hamas leader in Iran?
Ooh, good question. No, I don't. The relationship between the geopolitical relationship. No, I don't. I think it's more than likely is what it says. So what did we say? Deagle report. I'm assuming the Deagle report is a report on the state of the military. Okay, so what I will say about the report on the military is we've had, and again, I've not read it, but I understand the gist of it. Our military, at the moment, they're talking about a review into our military, and they're talking about spending more than 2.5% GDP on our military. Guys, we get fleeced on our military. Our military do not get value. I mean, if this is £10 in the shop, by the time the military pay for it, they're probably paying £6,000 for it. And guys, honestly, that is not even an exaggeration. There's too much red tape. We have late stage military contracting where you've got your big primes now, and only your big primes can bid for stuff because they've got the infrastructure to do so. What we found in Ukraine is you can have a small $500 drone taking out a £5 million tank. Now that is the way that, your military should be operating. That's the way you get value. But the problem is, with the United Kingdom at the moment, I just think we're going to get taxed.
Daniel.Edwards44, what happened to World War III starting in August?
Dude, it is started. Are we not in World War III? We've got Israel and Iran firing missiles at each other in a daily basis. Go and look at what's happening in Gaza. Go look at what's happening right now in Gaza and tell me that is not an apocalypse. Guys, I don't even know how this is happening in the world we live in. You've got towns, city blocks being blown up, destroyed, and then bulldozers coming in and just leveling the whole thing. It's insane. We've got the world's largest nuclear superpower losing ground. You've got a war in Ukraine. You've got NATO troops actually operating in the ground. You've got US-made aircraft potentially being piloted by US pilots now shooting down Russian aircraft. You tell me we're not in World War III already.
Yeah, cosmic and full blind.
World War II was not called World War II until after it finished.
CVB in the house. My son just been called back to camp to deliver fuel up and down the country to petrol stations.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if this is related, but I always said one of the reasons we don't have any diesel vehicles, Sarah's got a diesel vehicle, but our bug out vehicle is a petrol vehicle. And when people say, "Oh, what you got a petrol vehicle for?" I say, "Well, in a apocalypse situation, the military are going to take all the diesel. You're not going to be able to get diesel." I saw this in Ukraine in the invasion, where the 2022 invasion. I was operating in Ukraine. You couldn't get diesel for the first couple of days. And then what happened then is you could only get 10 litres of diesel per person per trip. So, everything runs on diesel. The military, your shipping, your transport, your logistics, everything runs on diesel. So, diesel's a really high commodity. Resource. Commodity.
Alf's put, do you think the UK riots were a test for the government as to how divided the UK is?
No, I don't think they were a test by the government, but I think they got the right information. So I think what you're saying is, did they find out how divided the United Kingdom is? Yes, of course. How have they dealt with it? They've dealt with that quite possibly the worst way possible. The worst way possible.
It's like the king of all chairs. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, it's a nice chair, this. I feel it should be a little bit darker, maybe black, like a raven. Like how I'm feeling at the moment, because we have lost masculinity. Where's all the men at? Where's all the men where's all the men working their jobs, coming home working their projects, looking after the kids, looking after the family, smashing the gym at 9 o'clock, coming back and doing it all again the next day? Where have them men gone?
Scott Jones put, do you think Ukraine will be given permission to strike deep into Russia?
Oh, it's inevitable. I mean, I don't... Okay, so first of all, they've already got this permission. So they've already got this permission. They're already doing it with their drones. I think what you mean is with the missiles. It's kind of a non-question. It's kind of I don't see what all the fuss is about, because they're already doing it. I think... it was like a couple of days ago, I think like 140 drones were intercepted in and around Moscow. So they're already striking deep into Russia. What they're wanting to do is use Western munitions, Western missile systems. Now, I think that is going to happen. I think it'll happen after Trump gets elected, because Trump's going to pull all the funding for Ukraine. He's going to pull everything from Ukraine. He's going to say, right, you guys deal with it. The European Union, the United Kingdom, everybody who should be dealing with it's going to have to pull their big boy pants on and deal with Ukraine, while the United States are going to go over to Israel, to the Middle East, and they're going to do whatever they're going to do over there. Guys, we only have a limited amount of time left.
Daniel.Edwards44. Of course we were told it was World War II. In 1941, Winston Churchill said on mainstream radio, we are at war.
Yeah, at war. He didn't say we are at... In fact, actually, didn't he? He said, what General Weigard... Hang on. Right, I think you're talking about his... finest hour speech after the retreat from Dunkirk, when he addressed Parliament and he said the might of the full force of the enemy must soon be on us, and then he went on and he went to say that if the British Empire and its institutions live for 1,000 years, this will be their finest hour. Guys, nobody says we're in World War III until it's over. Go and ask the Ukrainians if they think they're in a war. Go and ask the Israelis if you think they're in a war. Go and ask the people in Palestine if they think they're in a war. Go and ask the Russians if they think they're in a war. Guys, all over the world, there's wars. So what is do we have to have a politician to come up and say, do we have to have Keir Starmer come up and say, guys, we're at war? No, he probably wouldn't know anyway, and they're never going to tell you this. They're never going to tell you this for economic reasons. They're going to wait until the last moment, until they can scrape as much out of you as they can. And then they'll say, right guys, war's on, go and get your kids signed up.
Somebody keeps asking about a coup.
Coup.
Yeah.
What about it? A coup?
Yeah.
A coup d'etat? Okay, so again, I don't know what this means, but if there's a coup in the United Kingdom, I think it's very unlikely. We don't have instability. We don't have firearms. We don't have... the military is too loyal.
Scott Joe, what do you think about the Russia air defence? Do you think they are doing good or bad?
Yeah, guys, Russian air... Okay. So Russian air defence is kind of, golden standard. The problem is Okay, so all this air defence, it was made to intercept. They were made to intercept aircraft, obviously. By aircraft, I mean fast jets, F-16s, F-18s, F-32s, F-22s, that sort of stuff. Whereby you're sending a missile up that's worth 100 grand, 500 grand, and you're taking out a $30 million aircraft or whatever. The problem now is the radar are picking up these aircraft that might cost $5,000, big fixed-wing aircraft, and they're then having to send really expensive missiles to intercept them. So the air defence system is still solid. The problem is going to be refitting the missiles because they're going to get overwhelmed, they're going to get swarmed, and that's going to be the problem. The problem's not going to be with the air defence, it's going to be with the missile supply.
Paul Williams, the military are from the same background as the people. Surely they wouldn't see harm come to the people. Do you think Trump will win the election? That's from Lisa, 70.
Lisa, do you think Kamala Harris, with her little stupid laugh,
Thank you, Lisa.
look at me, I'm Kamala Harris, can you see Kamala Harris going and negotiating with Putin? Can you see her sitting down in North Korea trying to get Americans a good deal? Can you see Kamala Harris going and sitting down with the Ayatollah in Iran and talking about nuclear threats? Guys, it's absolutely obscene that Kamala Harris is even in this race. And her running partner, you wouldn't trust him with your kids, would you? If he turned up as your babysitter, you'd be like, dude, I'm good, I'm going to stay in tonight.
Where are we?
No, I think Trump's going to win.
Who will Russia go for after Ukraine?
Poland.
Yeah.
It's guys, this is going to be this is what's going to happen.
That's lucky, Lisa. Lisa's just right. I want Trump to win. Thank you, Lisa.
Guys, this is what's going to happen in Ukraine. In Ukraine. So the Russians are going to take the city of Pokrovsk. Once that's happened, the Russians are then going to target and identify the airfields that the F-16s are being flown from. They're going to decimate them in one day. They're all going to be gone. They're not coming back. They're finished. Then the Polish have to make a decision. Are they going to let the Ukrainians fly F-16s from Poland? If that happens, Poland are going to be next, which I think is going to happen. Also, Poland right now have just upped their defence manufacturing capacity by, I can't remember the percentage, but go look at it online. So they know that they're next. Poland's going to be next.
DW93, what does he think of Ukraine's war effort? They seem to held out well.
They have held out well. What I will say is, in the early days, this was a lot of foreign fighters went out there. A lot of Western military joined the Foreign Legion, and they were the ones really who pushed the Russians back. The Russian military has never started a war well.
Yorkshire Hammer, remember talking to me at Manvers?
I do, mate, yes, well done. So the Russians have never started a conflict well, but look at how the Russians are operating now. The Russian economy is bigger and stronger than it's ever been before. The Russians are making more ground in Ukraine than the Russians are in the Kursk region. I think the Kursk region has been a blessing in disguise for Putin because the Ukrainians have pushed all their good soldiers into this region. They're not really going to achieve much. They can't really overexploit themselves. But they've used a lot of their good soldiers in that region, which has left the other regions vulnerable. And guys, go and search that town, Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk is going to be the next city to fall. Once it does, the EU are going to have to send troops in.
Off grid is the only good thing.
I think I'm going to have to have some
stop
of this.
Working, spending 4 weeks. Well, sure. Oh, where's that gone? Are the UK riots finished? And if so, do you see them starting again? Thank you,
Okay,
Janet.
so first of all, there's an what's the word? I need to articulate this right. There's a feeling of resentment festering in the United Kingdom at the moment. Nothing is hidden anymore, guys, all right?
Thank you, Janet.
Like Yorkshire Hammer says, everybody's got one of these things, all right? And the problem is, people are filming things with these things now, and then mainstream media are telling you something's happening, and then you're looking on another platform and you're seeing 5 or 6 people live streaming the same thing, and you're thinking, that's not what's happening.
Scott, send it again, I will.
Guys, there's an underbelly of resentment brewing in the United Kingdom. Imagine a boiling pot. Imagine a boiling pot now. It's steaming away. You know, this is the resentment brewing. All Keir Starmer's done is screwed a tight lid on it. That's all he's done. And he thinks he's contained that. He's not contained anything. This is going, it's going, and at some point, the inevitability will happen. And the longer you don't take that top off, the worse it's going to be. So that, I hope that answered your question. You know, and it's not just me saying that. You know, a lot of other people are saying that. And a lot of people are using this analogy.
Yorkshire Hammer, well said.
You know, guys, you know, it's just going to, things are going to get worse. Imagine this, wherever you are now, imagine this. If you're in the UK, imagine this. Christmas is coming.
We can all feel it from Cosmic.
Christmas is coming, right? I don't know if you've got kids or not. Christmas is coming, so we've got that. We're focusing on Christmas presents and having time with our families. Fuel prices are going to go up. We know they're going to go up. This budget, you know, winter fuel payments are going to be cut. And again, I'm speculating on what we know from the mainstream. So fuel and at the pump, petrol, diesel. Gas, electric, they're going to go up. We're going to get the cost of living. Those prices are going up. We're going to have mass unemployment. We know this is coming, guys, because people won't be able to pay those taxes. They won't be able to make any money. They'll have to let people go. So then you're going to have situations now in the UK, whether this is right or wrong, I'm telling you what's going to happen.
Yeah, smoking ban Cosmic as well, yeah.
You're going to have smoking. I've never smoked, guys, but listen, this is how absurd the smoking ban is. You're not allowed to smoke in the areas outside the pubs anymore. Those areas that are called smoking areas. Under Keir Starmer's government, we're not allowed to smoke in smoking areas.
Yeah, Yorkshire Hammer, this country is done for.
So we're going to have a situation now where we've got people who've paid taxes all their life. They've always done the right thing. They've just been made unemployed. They're sat at home now. They're worried about how are they going to put their heating on for an hour, or are they going to get some food for their kids? And they're looking at these migrant hotels, and they're looking at the people, you know, and again, I'm speculating, I don't know if this is happening. Do they work for Deliveroo? Do they work in car washers? Do they work in barber shops? I don't know. But people are going to be looking at this, and they're going to be thinking, they're not worried about their heating. They're not worried about their 3 meals a day. They're living their best life at my expense. And when people have got nothing left, guys, that's when things go wrong. When people have got nothing left to lose, that's when the catastrophes happen, guys. And that's what we've got brewing. And I think it's going to happen round about Christmas time, when you're going to have all this coming to the mix. And then imagine, guys, if we have a cold winter as well. We've been very lucky the last 2 winters that we've had relatively mild winters. We know because we have, you know, we have a log burner, and I keep on top of this, and I know how much wood I'm burning, and you know, I am pretty fastidious about it. But what I will say about this, it looks like we're going to have it, because I've never had to. Right now, we're thinking about having to start burning right now, and we've never had to do that before. So if we have a cold winter this year, guys, things are going to be absolutely catastrophic. Go and get your kids the Christmas presents now while you can. What, do you want me to dance? What do you want me to do? No, that was my mum on the phone.
All right, no, it's 2:30 now, we're just thinking.
2:30. Guys, 2:30, thank you so much for joining me. Let me
Thank
know
you.
your thoughts. Go watch
Thank
some of
you,
my
Sarah.
videos. Go watch some of my videos. And if you want to support this channel, go and buy something from our shop.
Thank you.
She's waving, but she can't.
Bye.